So just watch yourself here, bro, because the Muslim Dawagandists are looking for people like you.
My next door neighbour's a devout Muslim. He's a lovely bloke.
Yeah, but the point is that the Muslim Dawagandists are looking for people like you to target, right? And so when you come to this park, you've really got to guard your heart and make sure that you're not coming in here naively or in a weak state of identity or need.
I'm a devout Christian man, always will be.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, but lots of Christians who have lost their faith in the park have said exactly those same words. And it's precisely because they wouldn't guard their heart that they lost their faith and they stumbled. No one who leaves the faith ever starts off by saying, I'm going to leave the faith. Do you know what I'm saying? They always start off where you are. Guarding your heart is something that you've got to do actively. It doesn't happen accidentally.
Is there a scripture that you think will help me? Because I feel strengthened in my faith. It's just being able to explain. Like, giving, evangelising is not a strong point for me. But I love to listen.
Yeah.
And I listen to a lot of your videos.
Yeah.
I've actually been inspired by a lot. But a lot of the things is that like when you listen to people, is it just basically being, like you say, guarding your heart, and then just saying, well, look, if I don't know the answer, I don't know the answer.
Yeah, so certainly that's part of what guarding your heart looks like. It means being willing to be humble and being willing to acknowledge when you don't know something, and not being drawn into making arguments you don't understand. The other way to guard your heart is not to become emotionally attached to any of the Dawagandists, because that emotional attachment can also be a way by which lies are inserted into your heart, right? Another way to guard your heart is to make sure that you're studying the scriptures and you're studying the apostolic teaching on a regular basis. Another way to guard your heart is to make sure that you're associating with Christians and that you are particularly seeking to learn from Christians of knowledge. Another way to guard your heart is to make sure that you get yourself into a strong fellowship or a strong Christian society inside your fellowship. Another way to guard your heart is to find for yourself a spiritual father that you're accountable to. Another way to guard your heart is to pray often and to meditate on the word repeatedly. Another way to guard your heart is to study the church fathers. Another way to guard your heart is to, which something that you are doing, is to, find groups like the SOCO network that are fighting this kind of battle and listening to them. Asking the kind of questions you're asking is another way to guard your heart. So you've got a whole bunch of ways to guard your heart right there.
A lot from you, Bob, and I'll probably bump into you again. I'm just mingling.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to go and do a talk over there. So, yeah. All right. Peace be with you, brother. God bless. God bless you.
How old do you know then, Bob?
What, sorry?
How old do you know? Leaders of grey hairs.
How old I am isn't a concern for you, bro.
Joking.
How are you anyway?
I'm good.
Good.
Can I ask
Peace be with you.
question?
Are you recording? Did you record all of that? Good. All right.
On something you just said, like you just said, people make denominations a big issue.
Yeah.
What about the history? So like for example, the Council of Trent anathemizes Protestants, or say in the Council of Florence, there's a lot of anathemas from the Catholics against Orthodox. Likewise, the Orthodox have anathema services against the Catholics. I just want to know, Bob, how do you reconcile all of this?
The history doesn't have to be interpreted from a sectarian perspective.
But it is a sectarian perspective.
No, that's what you're making it into. You're asserting a sectarian perspective. I'm saying that you can interpret Christian history from an ecumenical perspective, and in that ecumenical perspective, the mutual anathemas, which incidentally were lifted by previous popes and patriarchs.
But they're still binding, aren't they?
No, they were lifted. They were lifted. Furthermore, I think it was in like the 1950s or 1960s.
Well, you like Vatican II and stuff like that?
No, I'm talking about. No, not at the Vatican II. But also you've got the fact that the ancient churches, regardless of which ancient denominational church you belong to, are all intercommunion in the Middle East. So vicariously, listen, I'm not interested in debating with sectarianists like you. I don't
am,
care.
Because
so for that reason,
listen,
I'm gonna stop the conversation. I'm going to go and do my thing. If you want to be a sectarian Christian here and divide the body of Christ, you do that.
No, you divide
but
it.
I'm going to go and do something else.
You divide it,
I'll happily talk to you off camera. I'll happily talk to you away from Speaker's Corner.
Can you promise me that
but this is not the place for your sectarianism. You're not helping the body of Christ, and you're not helping the church by doing this.
I would actually say I am.
Anyway, God bless you.
I would actually say
Take care. Peace, be with you, bro.
No, you carry on, brother.
Gonna move on.
I know you're busy. You carry on, but just say well done, brother. I love your stuff.
Peace be with you guys.
May God may you keep glorifying Christ, and may you grow richer in spiritual wisdom day and night, richly, because you're a real man of God.
Amen.
I love your stuff.
And God bless you as well, brother.
That's all right. You
God
carry
bless.
on.
No worries.
Carry on.